Today I fucked up getting high before a vaccine. Today I fucked up getting my second dose of the COVID vaccine. I took the day off of work so that I could be free of work in case of any side effects. Since I took the whole day off, I decided to start my day with a wake and bake session and got nice and stoned via my dab pen. As I arrived to the vaccine center with my girlfriend, I decided it wouldn't hurt to take one more hit of the dab pen. We walked in, checked in, and finally got our second dose. All was well for another 5 minutes. Just a minute or two after we sat down in the waiting area, I begin to read all of the possible side effects of the vaccine before looking over at my GF and saying I probably shouldn't have smoked before coming in. I could feel the panic attack coming on and was powerless to stop it in the moment. Next thing I knew, I was waking up to a doctor and my girlfriend holding my legs and arms while I was leaned back on the bench, drenched in sweat, tired, and quite confused with a loud ringing in my ears. Apparently just seconds after saying I shouldn't have smoked, I dropped my phone and passed out due to a vasovagal response. I spent the next 30 minutes with my feet on a chair drinking apple juice and vomiting the chili cheese fries that I'd had for lunch before the appointment. After about an hour total, I was able to walk out of the office to well wishes from the kind strangers around me who must have thought I'd had a reaction to the vaccine. I've now discovered that my body will hit the restart button when I'm feeling extremely anxious while high and thinking about medical side effects. Thankfully I've had no other serious side effects other than a sore arm and some slight embarrassment. Too long didn't read. I got stoned before a vaccination appointment and passed out from an anxiety attack after getting vaccinated, followed by public vomiting in the waiting area. Edit 1. Thank you for all the comments. Figures that this would be my biggest post on Reddit thus far. For those of you sharing similar experiences, with or without the being high part, thank you for validating my experience and letting me know I'm not alone. For those that are calling me an addict, well, good luck as you continue your journey through your addiction counselor programs. I wish you the best of luck. Edit 2. Please don't let my experience and stupidity prevent you from getting a vaccine if you're eligible. Please continue to mask up and be safe until we can return to normal again. Edit 3. Thanks for all the awards. This comment section leads me to believe half of /today I fucked up is high on something right now. As for me, well, I'm not. I guess I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. Haha, pulled a fast one on the vaccine. It can't hurt me with side effects if I pass out, hit my head on floor, and die. I was gonna get the vaccine, but then I got high. I was gonna get my second shot, but then I got high. Now I'm sipping apple juice, and I know why. Hey cause I got high, because I got high, because I got high, la-di-da-da-da-da. WebMD but IRL. Ha ha ha, exactly. I went from headaches to death in about 2.4 seconds. As someone who also has vasovagal syncope to unknown's triggers, drink lots of water and exercise. It's not fun cracking your head on the concrete floor at the mall in front of 30 people, so I feel your pain. I also knew someone who had it because of a tweaked nerve in his neck and was fixed with therapy and exercise. If you feel the spin coming, you have about 5 seconds to get down on the floor and put your feet up. Or you can try grabbing your trap muscle and squeezing the ever-living shit out of it until the pain shoots your heart rate back up. Learned that one from the paramedic who stopped a second spin. Edit, this got more popular than I ever though. Please consult your doctor before taking any advice you read on the internet. I'm not medically trained, so what works for me may not work for you. Today I fucked up by confessing my feelings for a friend. So you probably all had a person in your life with whom you wanted a relationship, but feared that if you've confessed then your already existing friendship would be over. So the story goes as I've received a vanishing picture on Instagram from a friend for whom I've had feelings for a while, but as I have mentioned feared of confessing. In the pic was a letter and a caption that read as follows: This is probably the most embarrassing thing I have written. Naturally I asked that what is this letter? She replied that it was for me because she had feelings for me, but she didn't want to confess. Due to personal reasons I'm not going to write because it's private. You can imagine my happiness at that point. However, my happiness wasn't going to be a long-lasting one. So after thinking about a proper reply/confession, I thought a letter sent in the way would work. I wrote the letter, which, let's be honest, was a bit cringy, but heartfelt. After I sent it, her reaction was surprising, because she revealed that this was only a prank and the letter she wrote was for one of her crushes from a couple of years ago. Now I don't really know what to do, since she was one of my best girlfriends. Too long didn't read. I got baited into confessing by my friend for whom I had feelings. Since this was brought up, I don't really talk to her anymore. She sometimes DMs me, but I don't really reply. Also, I'm almost 20, so yes, this was a distasteful prank. Edit 2. Thank you for the kind words and everything. Wasn't expecting this to blow up the way it did. Edit 3. Holy crap, this post blew up. Never have I thought that so many people share the same views or had the same experience as me. Thank you all for the awards, kind words and everything else. I think this is going to be a big boost for me in the next couple weeks, months or maybe even years. Tried to answer as many questions as I could, but sorry if I didn't respond to yours. I hope that people can take this as a learning experience. Be strong, people. It sounded like she suspected something, so she meant to bait you into confessing in order to get to know. She then goes, JK bro, ha 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 ha, isn't it funny? By the sounds of it, you're better off without her. Could be too, they do have feelings, meant it, but are too immature to be able to deal with their feelings at the moment. Regardless, you are powerful, brave and deserve better. There are billions of people on the world doing fine without this person in their lives. Go be one of them. Because she revealed that this was only a prank, keep your distance. This is a mean, nasty act of hers. I think she must have known, and she wanted to shame up. Stay far away from that one. Has she even apologized? Well, no, neither did the words I apologize or I'm sorry were uttered. This is not the act of a friend. Not sure how old you are, but pranks like that are incredibly immature and cruel, and you're better off without people who do things like that in your life, or at least addressing it as a fucked up thing for them to have done, and being cautious about being too vulnerable with this individual if you plan on keeping them in your life. Edit, wanted to add that you didn't fuck up. You took a chance to be vulnerable and express yourself, and that is about a day I fucked up a thing. Your friend fucked up by taking part in a shitty prank and not making attempts to reconcile after the fact. Today I fucked up by opening a suitcase I found next to a dumpster. February 2020. I was living in an old apartment building in Las Vegas across the street from McCarran Airport. The small complex was surrounded by one-way and dead-end streets, making them quiet, despite their location, especially at night. During my late-night walks with our dog Daisy, it wasn't uncommon for me to witness people who weren't my neighbors heaving garbage in our dumpsters. The dumpsters, found in our parking lots, were unlocked and easily accessible, making them destinations for things like couches, toilets, bathroom vanities, car parts and yard waste. The area was also fixed and low income, making evictions common and causing the dumpsters to overflow at times with personal belongings like children's toys, pantry items or garbage bags full of clothes. One morning I took out our trash and arrived at our dumpster to find a green suitcase sitting on the ground about 5 feet in front of the receptacle. What made this luggage unique to others thrown away was that the suitcase was zipped up. Others found before it were always torn open and rummaged through by homeless or dumpster divers looking for treasure. Ignored the suitcase at first, but after tossing my garbage bag into the trash and walking past the luggage a second time, the curiosity became unbearable and I took a knee next to the suitcase, which I saw was unzipped on one side. I felt drawn to the item on the ground and without hesitation pulled the zipper open. I could feel the suitcase was filled with something, I just wasn't sure what that something was. I flipped the lid open and paused as what laid before me took a moment to register, and when it did, I regretted what I had done. I swallowed past the lump in my throat and inspected the contents closer, confirming what I feared. this was real. Stuffed neatly into the suitcase was the body of a dog, a terrier mix of some sort. Its grey and white blood-stained fur surrounded open wounds. His eyes were open, making me think he saw whatever or whoever it was that took his life. I didn't know if the dog was beaten to death or hit by a car, but it had no collar. This is when I noticed the flies starting to swarm the dog and my stomach turned. The whole situation was strange. The dog fit almost too perfectly into the suitcase. Did someone hit the dog on my street, see the dumpster and move the dog there? Was the suitcase already thrown away, or did the person just happen to have one in their car? Was the dog killed in a dog fighting match? There were so many questions I didn't have the answer to, as I was still shocked at what I'd found. Regardless of how the dog got here, getting compacted by a garbage truck is a shitty way to go out, and this dog needed to be disposed of properly and respectfully. I called Las Vegas Animal Control and advised them on what I'd found. The dispatcher took a report over the phone and sent a truck to recover the animal. Full of remorse, I decided to try and track down this dog's owners. Was this a family's pet? I went to work joining every local Facebook lost and found pet group, hoping to see an ad for a lost dog matching the dead dog's description, but didn't find any. In the following days my ads received no responses, and after not finding any new leads online, I gave up looking. A year later, I still think of that dog and wonder if he is missed. Too long didn't read, opened up a suitcase to find a dead dog inside. I have a similar story. I bought my house in 2019, and on the property is an old barn. Really massive, and not cared for in 30 plus years. I was poking around in there, and saw what I initially thought was a newly dead cat, laying in a pile of old insulation and rat piss. Well, it wasn't a dead cat, it was a dying cat. So I yelled out for my dad, who was visiting, to get a towel, and scooped him up. He was orange with white patches and 3 socks. We bundled him up, and jumped in the truck headed to the nearest vet hospital, 30 minutes away. He made it about 22 minutes, and died in my arms. Bawled my eyes out. We went to the hospital anyway, to see if he was really gone, and to check for a chip. There was none, but the vet said he was 4 years old, well cared for, and had died of a clot. The only solace I had is that he didn't die alone or nameless. He had named him Larry about 3 minutes after I found him. I tried to find his owner via Facebook, but to no avail. Nobody claimed his body. I think about Larry a lot. To relieve some of your trauma from this, hopefully, you should know the eyes being open happens after death regardless of how they died. My cat was put to sleep in my arms. His eyes were closed when they injected the last needle. His eyes opened as felt him go limp. It takes muscle control to keep your eyes closed. As soon as you said suitcase by a dumpster, I got flashbacks to the story of a lady taking her dog's body in a suitcase on the subway to be cremated. Someone was kind enough to help her, but when they asked what was in the bag that was so heavy, she said laptops, because a dead dog seemed gruesome and inappropriate. The guy took off running with her dog's body. Frown. I still think of that dog and wonder if he is missed. Yes, by you. You're a good person. You didn't fuck up at all. Calling animal control and trying to locate and notify an owner was such a respectful thing to do. You have a very compassionate and kind soul. Edit, I appreciate all the awards and the fact that just a few nice words can gather so much attention. Heart.